Welcome to Red Story. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the plot. My wife, Emma, believed that I cheated on her, which I never did, and she filed for divorce. Now that the truth is out, she wants me back. What do I do? Almost 2 years ago, Emma went on a girls' trip with her sisters and mom, leaving me at home with our son, Jake, who was 8, and our daughter, Lily, who was 6. The night before she was due home, she sent me a message saying she knew what I had done and wanted me gone by the time she arrived home. That's all she said. She didn't reply to my messages and let my calls go to voicemail. When she arrived home, I was still there because I had no clue what was going on. She came in, ready to go, yelling at me, accusing me of having other women in the house and telling me her friend had told her all about my affair with her and at least one other woman. Our fight went on for days. In the end, I told her if she believed that if she thought I was capable of doing that to her and our family, then she could pack her stuff and leave. She did, and then she filed for divorce. Days later, the cops showed up at my door and took my kids. I didn't see them again for 5 months. Emma made it as difficult as she could for me to see my kids. She made up stories of physical and financial abuse just to keep them from me. I fought hard. My lawyer fought just as hard as I did. Eventually, I got weekend visitation. The first time seeing my kids after all those months apart destroyed me. Their misery was written all over both of them. They saw me and threw themselves at me, clinging to me, crying so hard. I didn't care about my marriage at that point. I just cared about my kids. They were full of stories they couldn't wait to tell me. There were so many stories that first visit and every visit after that. I started to record them. I went back to my lawyer. He said the best way to use this information was to hire a private investigator to get us proof so we could leave the kids out of it. So that's what I did. My PI found all the proof of what my kids told me and more. I moved forward with plans to go for at least 50-50 custody. I got it. For the past 2 months, I have my kids 1 week and they go back to their mother the next. A week later, I get them again. According to what I've been told by people that were there, Emma was at a party while my kids were with me. There were a lot of ex-mutual friends there, ex-friends of mine. They all believed the lies and shut me out. Emma was there with her new boyfriend. Her friend, the one that convinced Emma we were having an affair, was falling over herself drunk in front of everyone. She told Emma she was owed a thank you. Emma asked what for, breaking up our marriage. This woman started laughing and said she didn't know it would be so easy to convince Emma that I was cheating, but Emma was dumber than the friend thought. She didn't even question it. She just believed. Then she started in on how even after Emma left and did all that with my kids, she still couldn't get me into bed. Then she laughed and laughed until Emma attacked her. Emma has been calling me nonstop since, sending messages, getting her parents to call me, and even having her friends reach out. I had old mutual friends trying to reconnect with me. I shut them all out. I don't care that they all know the truth now and want to apologize for their treatment of me. All their calls and messages go unanswered. They're all dead to me. If not for my kids, Emma would be dead to me too. Not just because she believed the lie and made up some of her own, but because she used my kids against me. I can't forgive that. She used my kids. Emma is making regular visits to my parents, giving them a sob story of how sorry she is, how she regrets everything, and all she wants is to put her family back together. My dad was blunt. He reminded her that she broke our family, and he wouldn't help her convince me into giving her another chance. My mom is a different matter. The sob story got to her. She's telling me it's best if kids are raised in 2-parent homes, to think of them and the love I have for them, not the hurt and humiliation Emma put me through, to push all the resentment down for my kids' sake and be the father they need. I hate my mom a little for not being on my side and basically telling me to suck it all up after what Emma has put me and my kids through the past 2 years. I know I'm doing what's right for me and my kids. It won't benefit them to grow up in a house with their dad hating the sight of their mother. This is ruining my relationship with my own mother. How do I let my mother know that she is pushing me away from her and that I'm close to cutting her off if she doesn't let this go? How do I tell her in a way that she listens and that what I have to say sticks so she gives it up? In the situation described in this story, several important psychological aspects come to the forefront and deserve attention. First, the destructive impact of mistrust and false accusations on relationships is evident. The psychological trauma a person experiences when they are accused of something they didn't do can be profound. In this case, the author not only suffers from the pain of a broken marriage, but also the shock of seeing his children used as tools for manipulation. This intensifies the feeling of betrayal and pain, which can seriously affect his ability to trust people in the future. Second, the situation highlights the importance of setting and protecting personal boundaries, even in relationships with close family members. The protagonist's mother, although acting out of good intentions, does not realize that her attempts to reconcile may cause more harm than good. She may be guided by traditional views on family, but she fails to consider the emotional wounds inflicted on her son and grandchildren. The psychological advice in such a situation may include the following: awareness and acknowledgement of one's feelings. It is important to recognize and not suppress one's emotions. Hurt, anger, and disappointment are natural reactions to what has happened. Support from loved ones. Seeking support from those who truly understand and share your feelings is crucial. In this case, the protagonist's father plays an important role in supporting and protecting his son's interests. Communication with the mother. If the relationship with the mother is significant, it's worth attempting to calmly explain your feelings and the consequences of her interference. This may be difficult, but it is important for her to understand that her behavior is causing harm. Focus on the children. Ultimately, it is important to focus on the well-being of the children. The decision not to restore the relationship with the ex-wife if it will not benefit the children is entirely justified. Seeking professional help. If the emotional wounds are too deep, it may be worth considering consultation with a psychologist or therapist to work through your feelings and find the best way to handle this complex situation.